Hello, what's up, YouTube? If you're like me and you're frustrated because you don't want to buy another fucking Xbox, and I mean the original Xbox, by the way, because it keeps breaking on you, and you've already had 6 of them break on you, but you want to play all the old Xbox games, then this video is for you. If that's not the case, you might want to watch something else or whatever. Or maybe not. Maybe you want to learn about laptop gaming real quick. So starting off, this is a laptop. It has no CD drive. So I can't load a disc because there's nothing to load a disc into. This laptop does, and I'm going to explain the specs of the laptop first because it is important. Because this will probably answer your questions. Now, this laptop has 2 USB ports. It has HDMI, and yes, you can hook it up to a TV using the HDMI. It has a headphone port. Of course, has a charging port, obviously. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. That's about all it has. This is a fucking bare bones laptop. Now, what laptop is it? This laptop's really good, by the way. It's spill resistant on the inside. It's water resistant on the outside. So if I spill a bucket of water on top of this, it'll be fine. If I spill a glass of water on the inside, it'll be fine. Okay. It's an Aspire 1. It's an Acer Chromebook 11 is what it is. If you can't figure out which to put in email, you can put either one and it'll pull it up. But it is, here's the serial number right here. If my camera will ever focus on it, it's AO1-132C3T3. And it has an Intel Celeron processor, an N3060, which is pretty fucking beefy for such a bare bones laptop. I don't even know why it needs a processor like that, but it does. It has 10 hours of battery life, and the battery life actually really does last 10 hours if you turn your brightness on low and the sound down and everything. It actually can last up to 10 hours. And it has 1 gigabyte. It has 1 gigabyte of space. Okay, my PS3 has half of that. Half. Okay, now it has an Intel HD graphics card, which is very weak. It's like pathetically weak. And I should clarify, the 1 gigabyte is the drive, not the actual storage space. The actual storage space is 32 gigabytes. And then it's 2 gigabytes RAM or DDR3L memory. I'm not really tech savvy or whatnot. Which is how I know that there's somebody out there that probably is just as frustrated and confused as I was. But this is 2 gigabytes RAM, which is very cheap. This laptop can come with 4 gigabytes RAM. You can buy ones that have 4 gigabytes RAM. You can buy ones that have a better graphics card. You can buy ones that have a better processor. And you can even install, if you decide to get a 2 gigabyte RAM and then later put in 4 gigabytes of RAM, you can do that. It's actually very cheap to do. Same with putting in an Intel, a graphics card. The costly part is, depends on what graphics card you're putting in. Now, there are people that have Frankensteined the shit out of these laptops and put like 15 gigabytes RAM, which is the equivalent of putting an 8-cylinder V8 engine into a fucking Fiat 500, which is just something you really don't want to do. but people have done it, and you could. It's just, you know, it's like loading a 50 cal BMG round into a 12 gauge single barrel shotgun, which you can do. People have done it. People have successfully fired it without blowing themselves up, but you don't want to do it because it just might blow you up. But the point being is, you know, the metaphor is saying, you know, you could, you shouldn't, it's not recommended. But you could. And it would be pretty cheap to do, is the other thing. Now, do you really need anything that powerful? Probably not. Okay, now, to get an idea of what I can run, I'm going to load it up here. And see, it pops right up. Like, that was pretty quick. And Morrowind. Yeah, fucking Morrowind. I can play Morrowind. And now, watch how quickly this loads. Okay, so it does the Best-Sheet of the software thing. It's always going to do that. You could probably get mods to remove that, but you would also violate Best-Sheet's licensing, and they could get you for that if they ever caught you, but they never would. So here you go. Now here's the loading bar. It's coming up. That seems like it takes a long time, but that was about 4 seconds. It was probably 8 seconds in total. I guarantee you, if you were playing on the Xbox right now, the original Xbox, it would take you a whole 5 fucking minutes to do this. Okay? And loads no problem. Am I doing something wrong? Oh, my computer's spazzing out. My laptop spazzed out for a minute, pulling up that green thing. So in other words, to load this game is no problem, but to have a notification causes more problems than this game does. Now, this game only takes up 80 megabytes of my storage, and to put that in perspective, this holds 32 gigabytes. 32 gigabytes is 32, let's see, you know, it's 32,000 megabytes, okay? In other words, let's see, I'm gonna do the math here real quick, which I haven't done math in a long time, so my math sucks. 16, 4, which means I could put 4,000 copies of Morrowind on this laptop. Yeah. It works fine. I'm gonna pull up my options just so you can see here. So, you know, don't judge me for playing difficulty minus 100. I don't give a fuck. I'm very casual. You will have to edit the controls, okay? Unless you want to play with... and that's only if you don't want to play with the keyboard, and if you don't want to play with the mouse, okay? You know, you could just use the keyboard and the touchpad, or a mouse and the keyboard. You could do that, but, you know, I'm a console player, so I would rather use a controller, which I have an interesting thing on that, where I'm going to explain what controllers would work for the laptop, so do stay tuned. But now for video, I have it on low settings because graphics have never been important to me. So I have low view distance, I have no shadows. Shadows are like completely off. Or excuse me, real-time shadows. So, you know, there's still shadows, but you know how like a character walks across and you see their shadow, you know, following their body? That's turned off. I get about probably 60 frames per second, which is better than the Xbox could ever do, because on the lowest settings on my Xbox and everything, going through everything that I could possibly do, I only got maybe 48 frames per second. This I'm probably getting, 60 frames per second. The only time it ever lags is if I enter a new area and it needs to load the area, which it does that on the Xbox anyways. It does that on, any computer. Loading times are quicker than others. The loading times on this are actually pretty quick. It's a second pause and then your character continues moving forward or whatever. It's only going to happen if you enter from one section of the game into another. I'm not talking about the loading screen. Anybody who's ever played Morrowind knows what I'm talking about. Loading screens are just as quick as loading the main menu. Okay, so, that whole 8 seconds, that whole 5 seconds to load this up, that's about how long it takes to load a new area. So I'm going to exit out of here. Now, I have no disk drive, so you're probably wondering how I downloaded this. And I'm going to explain that real quick because it's easy. So there's this little app. All you have to do, and it's the Steam app. I'm sure somebody's already explained this, and probably way better than I will. But I'm still going to explain it to you because I know out there somewhere somebody just as frustrated as I felt. You just go Google Steam. Okay. You would make an account with Steam, which is just like making an account with PSN or anybody else. The only difference is it's on the laptop. And just like with PSN or Xbox Live, once you make an account and you buy stuff for that account or whatnot, it stays there. So if you get like a new console, or in this case a new computer or a new laptop, a new media device, you can re-download all your stuff onto your new one. Alright, so you would go here, you would make a new account and everything, which I've already done that, so I can't really show you that. And then if you wanted to buy something, you would go here to the search bar, if you're looking for a very specific thing, or you can browse. You can also browse. But I put in Morrowind and I pulled it right up, and I'm going to do that. Actually, I'm going to pull up another one, because they do have, and you can see right here, the moment I put in, let's see, there's Shovel Knight. It has Shovel Knight. Okay, so you can see it right here. There's Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. They have the first one. I looked earlier. I'm going to be playing and getting these. And respectively, Knights of the Old Republic 1 actually takes up half the data space of Morrowind. Knights of the Old Republic 2 actually takes up twice, or excuse me, not twice, takes up the same amount of Morrowind. So I can actually load these games up on this computer, and that would also be no problem. So these games would play. Okay, you would go to add to cart. Alright. You go to add a... Oh, and here's this bundle. This bundle is fucking crazy as shit. This bundle includes Battlefront 2, Republic Commando, Starfighter, Knights of the Old Republic 1, Dark Forces, there it is, Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight Mysteries, and what is this? Jedi Knight Outcast, and for a 23% discount, it comes out at $200, which sounds like a lot, considering you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. Considering you're getting 8 games, that's actually pretty fair. But for just this game that we all know and love, it'd only be $10. Alright, so you would add this to your cart, and it would pull up this interesting menu. Let's see. And what it would do is, I can't show it to you, but basically there will be like, add to cart. It would have a thing that would say install game, and then there'd be two selections below that. The first selection would say, yes, I already have the Steam app, install the game, and you click that if you do have the Steam. If you don't have the Steam app, it'd be like, no, I don't have the Steam app. And then so you click that, it installs the Steam app, which is this little guy. I'm gonna pull him up right here for you. And this is all it is on your computer. It's basically, it's pretty much like another launcher. So it's like a library that sits on your computer, and you can use this to launch your games. So I've been having an issue with Amoris. I'm going to show you. I can't show you any gameplay of Amoris. That's not going to happen on YouTube. They'll try to strike my account. But I've been having an issue launching Amoris from the desktop, as you can see. And I don't know why. I think I did something stupid, but if I launch it from the Steam app, it launches no problem. Or not. Oops. Oh, there we go. Yeah, no, it launches no problem. It just, I don't know why that is, but it basically gives you kind of a second option to launch your apps. But this is initially the app that runs your games. So even if you don't use it, it's what you need to run the games. But you know, and then these appear on your desktop if you want them to, and it pulls up these little windows for you. And that's all this guy does. Is he's just a launcher. Okay, it's just like with the Roblox player in the Roblox studio. You know, one's the launcher and one's the actual game or whatever. And to install the Steam app is free. To buy the games actually costs money. So this was $14.99 or $15. Simply Chess is free. Which, if any of you guys want to play chess with me, I wouldn't mind. I would actually probably enjoy playing chess against a real person. Hopefully some of you can play on my level. Amoris was obviously free through, you know, through all the support Jason Effects got through Patreon and all that. I cannot play that on YouTube. I wish I could, but whatever. My channel is not orientated for children anyways, so. Now, if you already have the Steam app, the other option where it's like, yes, I already have the Steam app, you just click that, and then it would just start downloading the game. And then the game, of course, sits in your files. That should be real obvious. So, that's not, I'll explain that file in a minute, because that is, but as you can see, here's Second Life, Roblox player, Manage Engine, Flash player, Chrome setup, Windows, where is it? Maybe it's under Documents. But it does sit in your file folder once you download and everything. And you can add games to Steam, but I don't know how to do that yet. But for the charger and for the laptop itself, and this is the most important part, it was only $70, okay? This is a very bare bones laptop, and I could probably put a couple hundred Xbox to PS2 era games on it. You know, I would have to, of course, pay for those or whatnot. But this laptop will run those games. This laptop only cost me a total of $78. $78. And it has 2 gigabytes RAM. This is the part you need to pay attention to. It has 2 gigabytes RAM. And a Intel HD graphics card. Why do you need to pay attention to that? Because that's really all that matters, is the graphics card and the RAM. The graphics card's very weak. The processor is actually pretty beefy. The RAM is also pretty weak. And then it has, this is the storage right here. Okay. And laptops will come with this little sticker. Now, when I bought this laptop, I actually had to go on a search for the charger because I didn't know anything about laptops or computers. If you buy a laptop without the charger, you just put in this little barcode, this little code right here. If you put this into eBay, it'll pull up the exact same laptop I have and what it's selling for or whatever. And if you put this and then like the word charger after it, it'll pull up the charger for this exact laptop. Very simple, very easy. Now, as far as controllers go, a PS3 controller, which, let me grab my working PS3. A PS3 controller will work. A PS2 controller that does not work for the PS2 but oddly works for the PS3 with a controller adapter. Okay, so this is a PS2 controller. This is a TTX Tech, okay, a third-party controller, right? It's meant for the PS2. Okay, you can get an adapter like this. Okay, this will only cost you $5. Okay, I'm sure they make one for the Xbox controller as well. This, you can get one of these and use any PS2 controller and it will work for your laptop. You can use a PS3 controller, you can use a 360 controller in the same... Actually, no, you can't. I'm not saying that because I hate Xbox, which I kind of do hate Xbox, though I am pretty impressed with the Xbox One. I'm saying that because Xbox does not have the charger cord thing going on, but any controller that has a cord, you can hook up to your laptop. You can also hook up Blu-ray, not Blu-ray, Bluetooth controllers as well. You can hook up, cordless ones if they have like the little cord attachment and whatnot. You can hook it up in other ways. So there's numerous ways. You can play with a keyboard, you can play with the touchpad, you can play with a mouse. This mouse does work. And it will run drawing apps. I do draw. It will run Amoris, it will run Elder Scrolls, it'll probably run Giants Old Republic, no problem. It'll probably run Roblox, no problem. I've had no problems playing Roblox with the youngsters. You can run games on this for like, and this in total cost me $80. All right. My complaints with this laptop, because I do have a couple, my complaints are that the audio is not that great. So headphones are probably going to be needed. I'm using shitty $5.99 iSound headphones that only last about 4 months for me, but considering Skullcandy, cost me $30 and lasts me only a year, these headphones are basically on par with that. But I would recommend getting headphones. And this has like 10 hours of fucking battery life. So if you fully charge this computer, or charge play if you want to charge play, I actually have this charging right now while I'm doing all this shit. It has no problems. But if you fully charge this computer and you have like the sound on low and the lighting on low, the battery will last 10 hours. That's 10 hours you can be playing video games. I already know I'm going to get this question because I've had this question. And I did the research. Okay, this app does not require Wi-Fi. It's just an app, all right? To actually go to the Steam store, the actual store itself, that requires Wi-Fi, but using this app does not require Wi-Fi. So if you're on an airplane and you want to play, Morrowind while you're riding on an airplane, you could play Morrowind while riding on an airplane. I also do know for a fact that they do make car chargers for this, so if you're out camping and you want to play Morrowind while you're out camping like some piece of shit, instead of hanging out with the people you're camping with, you can play Morrowind while you're camping, which if you would get off your laptop, you could actually just enjoy camping and probably maybe live Morrowind for 5 fucking seconds in real life. But the point being is you can take this anywhere and yada yada. Now, a lot of forums don't talk about this, okay? Now, would this laptop run Skyrim? I don't know. I really genuinely don't know. On its lowest settings, I would guess no. And I'm no expert, okay? I would guess no. But I would say that it might be possible with a mod called the Pixar mod. Now, how do mods work? It's pretty damn simple, and I'm going to explain a mod that I have right now. Because I actually have a file. A mod is any file, and you can usually get them in like a thing that you download, and then it shows up in your files. And it's any file that you add to a game. So with Jason FX game Amoris, when you download it through Steam, it has like it's very censored. So you need a file called Show Me the Booty. And I'll even open this file for you guys. Then it gives you options to open it or whatnot. The file is blank. The file is just called Show Me the Booty. But once you put this in your files and you put it under the Amoris, it'll show you, it'll play the game in the uncensored version. Alright. So you can usually, I'm going to pull it up here too. You can usually just Google whatever mod you want to use. So I'm going to put in the Pixar Skyrim mod. The Pixar Skyrim mod. Let's see if it pulls it up. So yeah, here it is, Pixar Skyrim mod, and it pulls up different websites that you can download it on. And usually you click on a website, you click download, and then it would be in your file, and then you'd load up the game, and then you'd play the game. Now, there will be one thing you have to do, and it's pretty simple. You'd pull up your files. You would you would literally click on this and drag it. Okay, I have this right where I want it right now. But you just click on the file and drag it to a file folder, and then you click it. You wouldn't even click it. You just drag it. It will show. So, oops, no. I want to drag you, and it's real simple. If this ever opens anything, you just drag it to the file that you want to add it to. So you take the file and you drag it to your game, and once you do that, the mod's like basically activated because in the files of the game itself. So when you load up that game, it plays. And I'm showing you this mod too. Actually, I'm not going to show you everything. The Pixar mode just basically lowers the graphics settings for Skyrim. Theoretically, you could maybe play Skyrim on this laptop if you lowered the graphics. And here's the other interesting thing. Steam does not care if you use mods on your games. So if I wanted to mod this shit out of Morrowind, I could. If I wanted to mod Amoris, well, I've already technically done that. Even though it's a file that's in the original game, it's still a mod that I've added to the Steam version. Steam doesn't care that if you do that. It doesn't violate their license agreement. It doesn't violate any rules or anything. So you can do that. I don't know if this could run I don't know if this could run Skyrim, but it might be able to with that particular mod. So do keep that in mind. And if you look up the Skyrim Pixar mod on YouTube and watch videos on it, it will look pretty and whatnot. It's actually pretty aesthetically appealing. But this laptop alone, even as bare bones as it is, you know, I could probably realistically put in like a couple hundred games on this laptop that I want to play and that I enjoy playing, and I probably won't have any problems. And this laptop again was $80. I'm not, you know, I don't make any money if you buy this laptop. I don't lose any money if you buy this laptop. I don't gain anything from this. I'm just telling you guys because I was frustrated and I wanted to play Morrowind. I figured it out. Maybe you guys can figure it out too. You can use gift cards for Steam. They sell them at Target. Or wherever it is, you can use credit cards. I personally prefer not to use credit cards, if anything like that. But this only has 2 gigabytes RAM and a graphics card. Just a graphics card, not any particular graphics card. Now, if you do want to know, you know, what particular laptop this is, and you want to get one like mine, again, it's the AO1 132C3T3. If you put that into eBay and Google it, it'll pull this exact laptop up. It's an Acer is the brand. It's an Aspire 1, and for the model, it's a Chromebook 11. So it's these really slim, really small Chromebooks. To put it into perspective, so you can get a size reference, it's, you know, that's about how big it is. You know, if you know how big this is compared to this, well, there you go. Okay, you can see it's not a big laptop, so if you want something small that's going to fit in a book bag or a backpack, I personally really like this laptop. You might be able to find, however, a cheaper or a better, or a cheaper and a better laptop. Just look around. But there you go. You know, I hope that this video gets to somebody who, like me, wanted to play Morrowind and not have to deal with a broken Xbox every couple of months. And so that's pretty much it for this video. You know, if you do like this video, if this did answer your questions and all that, you know, a thumbs up would be nice. If you don't like this video, a thumbs down is whatever. It actually tells me you don't like this video. If you want to see more like this, you know, you can subscribe. I'm not gonna beg you to subscribe. I don't care if you subscribe. I don't care if you don't subscribe. I mean, I only got 4 subscribers and I don't care. I'm not gonna pull out the big YouTube penis on you. You know, my channel doesn't really go into tech specs. I'm not really a techie guy. I don't know everything. Okay, I know more about mixed martial arts than I do about computers. Alright, I do know quite a bit about consoles, though. I will admit that I nerd out when it comes to consoles. I also nerd out when it comes to Mortal Kombat and Star Wars. Now, I do, however, talk about things that gaming-wise piss me off, or, you know, that confuse me or whatnot, that I figure out the solution to. And so I do post things like that. I also do talk about products that I like this little guy that only cost me $5. I don't even know what brand it is. It's just if you look up PS2 to PS3 converter, you'll get this. I do post about products I like, but mostly I post Black Ops 1 gameplay. I do plan to post Modern Warfare 2 and 3 and Advanced Warfare and Call of Duty Ghosts. I do plan to post gameplay of those games as well. Just mostly Black Ops 1 gameplay is what I have posted right now, and you know, you can check out those videos. My channel, I'm sure I mentioned this during the video when I was talking about like a March or something. My channel is not orientated towards children. It's really not. It's more orientated towards adults. You know, I'm 22. I don't want to attract the audience of a bunch of kids. If a bunch of kids want to show up, that's cool, and that's great and everything. But if your parents complain that you're watching my channel, that's not my responsibility. Okay, that's your responsibility and your parents' responsibility. So, you know, I do fucking swear a lot. I do talk about adult topics, and I do post videos of graphically violent video games like Black Ops 1, which not really that violent. Or Morrowind or whatever. And I'm not going to post gameplay of Roblox just because some kid asked me. You know, I'm gonna post what I want to post. I'm gonna play what I want to play. So, you know, if you guys do have a particular game that you want me to play or try playing, you can ask in the comments section. But here's the thing, it has to be a game that I would want to play. So if you quested me to play Doom 3 or Doom 1 or Doom 2 or Star Wars Battlefront or Wolfenstein 3D or, you know, Wolfenstein The New World Order, and I just happen to have that game, which I do. If you requested I play a game that I do have, and it's a game that I do like, I might actually play that. Otherwise, no. You know, if it's a game that I don't have, or it's a game I don't like, I'm not gonna play it. You know. And one of the things, if you want me to sell your product, that's not going to happen. You know. Because here's two things about that. When it comes to selling products, I'm all, you know, if you wanted to request that, cool, but it has to be a product that I can get behind, a product that I actually like, and a product that I actually believe in. Because I'm not gonna sell somebody a pair of fucking Nikes, because Nikes suck. I don't like Nikes. Nikes never last. They look really nice, but they last like fucking couple weeks, you know. But if somebody came and told me, oh, hey, I'm with Response Gear Tacticals, you know, I want you to talk about my boots, you know. If somebody came up to me with that, I wouldn't do that either, because this is a gaming channel. This isn't a boots channel, alright? But if somebody came up and was like, hey, I'm with PowerA Controllers, you know, I want you to talk about my controller, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I can talk about your controller because I actually like your controller. And I've probably droned on enough about my channel and whatnot. But I do post stuff where it's like, if I find a solution or something, I think my computer actually just froze. Oh, no, there it goes. But if I find solutions to things that, like, frustrated me, I will post about it. And, you know, that's exactly what this video is. Other than that, I just post gameplay. So, and I might even actually post Morrowind gameplay. I'll probably post more Skyrim. And maybe even some Oblivion. Show you guys how to do some glitches. And, you know, maybe the chat exploit from New Vegas. I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of games. Right now, my next thing that I'm going to be working on is probably getting the Immortal and a Sega Genesis or some kind of emulator that actually works. So yeah, I'll probably emulate the Immortal for the Sega Genesis, or if you're over in Europe, it was called the Sega Mega Drive, which, you know, I'll probably play that sometime soon, and I'll probably tell you a bunch of fun facts about the Sega Genesis, because, you know, I'm a 90s child. I grew up with a Super Nintendo as my first console. I had a Nintendo 64 when that was the big thing. You know, I had a PS1 almost right when it came out. And I had a PS2 right when it was announced and it came out. Oh man, I still remember my first PS2. That console is amazing. I still have one too. I had a PS3 when it first came out as well. That was awesome. But typically I play whatever games I like, and it's just whatever I want to post. And I do post solutions to old typical gamer problems. So needless to say, that's the end of the video.